The Iowa caucuses are just 19 days away, and it appears that Nikki Haley, while still trailing Donald Trump in the polls, finds herself the best positioned Republican candidate who has the potential to close the gap with the former president. And after securing the endorsement of popular Republican New Hampshire Governor Sununu earlier this month, the former South Carolina governor is stumping tonight in the Granite State, where she continued her apparent strategy of handling Trump with kid gloves.
I believe President Trump was the right president at the right time. I support a lot of his policies. But rightly or wrongly, chaos follows him.
These are just about the toughest words you're going to hear Haley lob at Trump in a stump speech. And according to one New York Times reporter who's been following Haley on the campaign trail, Ms. Haley's apparent reluctance to attack her rival, even in the face of what would seem to be political setbacks for him, has raised questions from voters and other Republican competitors about whether she can win while passing up crucial opportunities to derail her most significant opponent. Joining us now, former Republican Pennsylvania Congressman Charlie Dent. He served 6 terms in the House from 2005 to 2018. Congressman Dent, thanks for being here.
Great to be with you, Jonathan.
All right. Of the 2 people on the screen, you're the one person who's actually run for office. Can you please explain Nikki Haley's strategy? How is she going to close the gap with the front runner if she's not going to attack the front runner? There are legitimate ways to attack him.
Yeah, as a guy who won office, I ran for office 13 times in competitive districts. And one thing I learned is that if you're going to try to beat somebody, an incumbent in this case, which we're treating Donald Trump like, you need to attack that person frontally and directly. I don't think there's any way to sugarcoat this. It's very hard to run a campaign and use these rather gentle jabs against Trump. She has to make a case that Donald Trump must be fired before she can be hired. And I think she's run a very effective campaign in many ways, very disciplined, very smart, strategic. But right now, it just still feels like she's running for second place. She's been very aggressive with Vivek Ramaswamy, and she's been pretty direct with Ron DeSantis. But those guys don't have a chance of becoming the nominee. She does, and Trump is the lead dog, and she just has not been as aggressive as I think she needs to be. And Chris Christie kind of called her out on that. She needs to channel her inner Chris Christie and sharpen those stilettos, as she said she uses them as weapons. She's going to have to sharpen those. She's got to do that. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. If you're running for office, you have to take down the top. You have to take down the leader.
But Charlie, is the reason why she's not sharpening those stilettos is because she's afraid of alienating Trump voters?
Yes. I mean, she's running this campaign where she feels as if the non-Trump and the anti-Trump Republicans feel she hasn't been tough enough on Trump, and then the pro-Trump Republicans feel like she's too tough on Trump. So she's trying to thread this needle. I don't think you can really do that. I think she has to get in the lane and just take it, be aggressive, and really call Trump out for his conduct and his behavior. And I think not just Nikki Haley, but the other candidates other than Chris Christie have missed opportunities to slam Trump on these various indictments where they should be calling him out on his reckless behavior and bad judgment, rather than more or less jumping to his defense, which has really empowered Donald Trump and protected him. And frankly, that's why so many Republicans are still with him, because his opponents, have not really called him out on these egregious areas where Trump has been horrible. And so I think that's her problem. And she might look. Luckily for her, you have the Iowa caucuses where Trump's likely to prevail, but New Hampshire often goes the other way. So that might save her in the end. I hope it does. I mean, it will. That could help her because when Iowa zigs, New Hampshire often zags, and that could work to her benefit.
Let me squeeze in two more questions for you before we're out of time concerning the other candidates. Should all those other folks drop out, DeSantis, Christie, Ramaswamy, whoever else is running and we've already forgot about?
Well, Ramaswamy, yes. He's going nowhere. I don't understand his candidacy other than to get another job when he gets done with this race. DeSantis, his campaign has been in a free fall for some time. Don't see a path for him. probably be smart for him to get out. But that doesn't necessarily mean DeSantis voters will necessarily fall to Haley. That's not how the math works. So I think that's the case. And Christie's staying in too, because I think he sees an opportunity in the event Trump really does falter, and he wants to be the guy to pick up the pieces, and he'll run that aggressive campaign.
Okay, and then on Governor Christie, I mean, he has been aggressive. He's been, that the attack dog. He has not shied away from the fight, and yet he's gone nowhere. So is the lesson from Chris Christie? Is the lesson in Chris Christie's candidacy that kind of tactic just isn't going to work in the Republican primary, and so it won't work for Nikki Haley?
Well, it's not working for Chris Christie as it should. But what is clear, though, is that a lot of the Christie voters, if they were to go to another candidate at this point, it appears that a significant number of them, or most of them, would go to Nikki Haley. But for whatever reasons, Chris Christie has not been able to resonate with enough Republican voters. His attacks have been perceived as a little bit too harsh, too negative. But at the same time, Nikki Haley's strategy isn't necessarily working either. She's still well behind Donald Trump, at least nationally, and closing the gap in New Hampshire. So I don't know. It's hard to say which strategy is better, but we're going to find out soon enough whether Nikki Haley's strategy works if she continues down this path. She still does have a real shot in New Hampshire, though.
That's right. We are going to find out soon enough. Former Republican Congressman Charlie Dent, thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Thank you, Jonathan.